Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Tonight's dinner we're making a slow cooker creamy chicken with mushrooms and potatoes. So this is what we're gonna need. You're gonna need some chicken tenderloins, and it's probably gonna be about 3-ish pounds of chicken tenderloins. You're gonna need 2 cans of the Campbell's cream of mushroom soup. You're gonna need 1 can of white new potatoes. You're gonna need 1 thing of sliced mushrooms that the liquid has been drained off of, and we also drained the liquid of our potatoes. And you're also gonna need some adobo. What I did was I seasoned my chicken with adobo. So what we're going to do now is we're going to place our chicken in our slow cooker. Now these are chicken tenderloins, not chicken breasts. And chicken tenderloins are probably a little bit, easier cut of chicken, because now the difference between chicken tenderloins and chicken breast is that chicken tenderloins are a lot smaller than chicken breast. Now it's totally fine if we are cramming them in there, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna give them all to fit, and it's totally fine if they're on top, because they're gonna cook evenly anyway. Okay. I will cook this on low for about 4 hours, and I did that without even asking. This chicken's gonna cook on low for at least a couple hours, or until the chicken is tender and everything is pretty much all the way warm through. Now, I'm gonna wash my hands, and then I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna wash my hands, and I'm gonna show you what they look like, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Alright, now this recipe is very simple to make. So now what we're gonna do, I don't really think it matters what order we do it in, but I'm gonna show you what order I'm gonna do it in, and then you guys will know how to do it, right? So we're gonna put in, because I think it's easier to put the mushroom soup in and then you can cover it. We're gonna put our mushroom soup in the pot first, because it's just easier. And I will turn this way so that way you guys can see what I'm doing. So all we do is you're literally just gonna take it and you're gonna smear it on each piece of chicken, okay? This is not a recipe where you can just throw the cream of mushroom soup on top. You don't wanna do that. You wanna take your time. You don't wanna just throw it on top, because then it's not really gonna get an even flavor. It's just gonna taste like nothing if you try to do that. So just take your time. We're not rushing. Take your time, put this over your chicken tenderloin, and just kind of smear it. And actually what I like to do, because I think it's even easier, I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna take this scallop here, so now you guys can see it. And then I'll just move my stuff over a little bit. So now that I did that, now I think you guys can see what I'm gonna do. So, same thing, and I actually will move my camera closer so that you guys can see. You guys don't even have to see the adobo anymore, because the adobo, look, see, that's what it's gonna look like right now. I'll keep it in this section so you guys can kind of see it. All right, so back to work. So there's 2 things of it. So we're just gonna take our time very patiently and just smear it all over your chicken breast. Your chicken tenderloins, okay? Just take your time with it. You don't have to rush. This is not something that you don't have to rush. Just take your time, and you just want to smear it all over your chicken breasts, and that way it gets nice and evenly. See how I'm just taking my time with it? I'm not rushing. I'm just smearing it all over the chicken tenderloins. that's just what I want to do today. I think it's just easier that way, so that way you really don't have to worry about it kind of just like not getting all the chicken, all the soup everywhere. You just want to do that. It's very important that you smear this. Okay, I'm just doing it this way just to show you. Come on, get out of there. Just to show you kind of what we're doing. So we're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna take it and you're just gonna do the same thing. This is the second can, and we're just smearing it all over your chicken just to get it nice and evenly coated. Oops. So just kind of do that, and before we add in our other ingredients, I'll show you what I'll show you what this looks like when it's all smeared, and it's gonna be so good. Basically, what we're essentially doing is, the reason why we're smearing this is so that way this can make like a lovely sauce. So this is basically kind of what I'm doing, and you might not be able to see it, but you'll be able to know that this is gonna be a nice creamy crock pot. Gotta do it this way. A nice creamy crock pot sauce, which is what I want. And when this is done cooking on low, then I'll show you kind of what we're doing next. Okay. Now, if you don't want to do this part, because I know this part is time consuming, you don't have to do this. You can just put it in, but it's not going to give you the same result as if you're just throwing it in there and just not even like giving it any flavor. You know. Make sure all this is out. It's not going to do anything if you're just throwing it in there. It's just not going to give you the same result. Alright, so this is perfect. So look, this is basically, it's totally fine if it all over my hands, I don't really mind. So look, this is basically what it looks like right now with the cream of mushroom soup all over. You see how much difference that makes? And I will come back and show you what we're going to do, what it looks like. Alright, so that's done. Now, for the next thing, for the potatoes, again, you don't just want to put your potatoes in here, just throwing them in there, because that's going to mess up your chicken, your mushroom soup that you put all over. So what I'm going to do, alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to lay them just kind of like, just put them in your slow cooker, and you just want to just like do just kind of like what I'm doing. Oops, just kind of like what I'm doing right now. It's totally fine if a little bit of liquid comes out because you drain them, so it's fine. What I'm doing is I'm kind of just laying them around the pot. Okay, all right. So that's look good. Now mushroom time. Now the mushrooms, same thing. You're just gonna. This time what I want you to do now is I want you to sprinkle them all over the top of your slow cooker. And actually, to make it even easier, we're gonna do the proper thing, and I'm gonna show you something that I'm gonna do to this. Okay, I'm just gonna show you. Now, something that, oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be in front of the camera talking to you guys, not. Okay, something that I want to do to this is I want to kind of do this a little bit, just kind of. I think this is just easier. So just kind of like do what I'm doing right now, right? Just sprinkle your mushrooms on top of the cream of mushroom soup, and that'll give it a lot of great flavor. So you just want to now remember, you don't want to cover your potatoes. You want to cover the places that are not covered. So like, for example, the mushroom soup that I have is not covered, right? And like I want to say, you guys want to get all this out. Don't leave anything behind, because that's just not gonna be the final dish. Your final dish will kind of be, it'll be good, but not as good as I'm making it today. Okay. Now remember, this is my crock pot creamy chicken with potatoes and mushrooms. Okay. All right. So let me show you before we just throw it in, before we put it in here and we cook it on low. All right. So this is basically what your slow cooker will look like once you have your potatoes, your mushrooms, your chicken tenderloins, and your cream of this is what it'll look like when you have your potatoes, your chicken, your cream of mushroom soup, your jarred mushrooms, and your potatoes in that slow cooker. That's what it's gonna look like. Alright? Alright, so that's done. That was very simple. And I know, listen guys, I know Listen, guys. I know it took a while. Well, not a while, but I know it took a couple minutes for me to get all that in there. But there's a reason for that. The reason why we did it like that is that way the chicken's nice and flavorful. Okay, and like I said, it's gonna make a nice sauce as your chicken. You know what? We're not even gonna do that. All right. Now, the whole point, I'm gonna explain this to you guys. The whole point of these locks on here is so that if you want to take it somewhere, then you lock it. But when we're home, I don't even think I'm gonna do that anymore. I think I'm just gonna leave the locks off. All right, we're gonna turn it on. We're gonna hit program, and we're gonna do 4 hours is just fine because that's perfect for our chicken. I don't really think it's gonna take 4 hours. But we will see. These are chicken tenderloins, and they're a lot smaller than chicken breast. So I don't think they're gonna take long, but there's so many in there, so we're gonna do 4 hours. All right, 4 hours on low. So let's do it. Program. We're gonna do enter. All right, there. Now, lid on, 4 hours. Cook on low for 4 hours. We'll come back. We'll show you what it looks like. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Bye. Vlog on. Peace out. Boom. Okay. Bye, guys.